conquest.
Yo, everybody, my name is American Blitzkrieg here, and today I am playing some not World Conquer, European War 6, 1914. But we are not playing the 1914 conquest. We are playing the 1861 conquest as Mexico. So my plan is to take on the South, take Texas, and continue on my invasion. And then once the North and me take the South, we can move on, and I'll let the North take Canada, and maybe they'll send me a peace treaty or something like that. And then the UK, and hopefully they send us a peace treaty, because we don't want to go out here to get the islands, because that's really gonna suck, and it'll give them time to build up their troops. And Cuba will join us, so either Cuba or Spain will fall, and then France will take on Colombia and maybe Peru or them. I don't know which ones exactly, but when France is done with that, then they'll move on to Spain, and it's only a matter of time before they fall. But when they do, then we practically won, because normally when I play as Mexico, I get through the South and the US finishes off Canada, and we're working on Great Britain when they finish them off. So all we need to do is wait, and hopefully this will work. Oh, and here are my generals. You know, some of the classics like Stonewall Jackson, Grant, and McClellan. Then I got some not so classic-y ones, but we really won't be using those that much. We will be using them, but just not that much. Like a field artillery, and then I'm also gonna put a stable here, so I can put my McClellan down. And to make sure they can't take it, because they really love moving my stables and my extra production areas, I'm gonna make sure they can't do that by blocking them off with my men. And I'm gonna move my cavalry in here to take this chunk of Texas, and this is gonna be a 30-minute long video-ish. So yeah, I might have to split this video up into multiple parts, 3 or 4 parts maybe. And no, I don't do that, because it's practically a waste of time. So then I'm gonna move them here. What I don't understand is the Stonewall Jackson comes my way at first, when normally it goes towards the US. Let me check out his stats to see if he'll be a problem. He'll really be a problem, but he's not going to be as big of a problem, because my Stonewall Jackson is a higher level. And armored cars, unfortunately, do not count as cavalry, so I just have to save up for the second best. And also the same thing for infantry. There's heavy machine gunners, which also do not count towards infantry, which really sucks, because my general like Grant could really benefit from that. But well, it's alright, because it really won't matter in the end. So and if you want to request me playing any of these other countries or going to a different year, then be my guest. I'll be happy to play any of the levels you want me to play, and it'll be fun. So I'm open to suggestions. And now I can breastplate cavalry and put George McClellan. And then I'll put my Stonewall Jackson down. And whoop-de-doo, we'll be able to have our push. And how to gain territory in this game? You take the cities, which means you have to reduce their health to 0. And you also have to get rid of the enemy troops occupying it. Then you also have to put your troops there to take the territory. And they have to do the same thing too. So, oh, really? That sucks. They put the Stonewall Jackson out in front. So, my George McClellan's gonna deal with his infantry. And then I'll wait to get, if it'll let me click the button. Sorry, technical difficulties, guys. You know what? Who needs it? I was gonna produce some infantry for Grant, but my General Grant, but apparently it won't work, so it don't matter. Oh yeah, that native tribe is just completely annoying. They own land here and all the way out through here. And once you start taking their land, they instantly just want to give up. Which I really don't blame them, because I mean, trust me, if you had seen how weak they are, you can only produce certain types of troops. And that's not very good. It's like the normal militia, which is the weakest troop in the game. And you also have technology, which I'm using to take down the city. And that was quite unfortunate for me, because I used the blast and my general couldn't reach the city. You see, heavy machine gunners don't count as infantry, so new infantry is the best I can get, and Grant's going on there. Then when I get another 200 to get breastplate cavalry, I'm gonna put my Stonewall Jackson there too. And no, they haven't declared war on me yet, so I don't have to worry about defending the bottom half of my country. And I normally won't have to do anything down here except defend. So as long as they don't take the city and I can get rid of their land troops when they land on my territory, I'll be fine, because then they'll get distracted by France and these guys will help. Then I know there's an ally over here that'll help. So then they will eventually ending up losing and shifting their focus, so I won't have to really worry about them. But for now, that's not very good. Now I took the city, so that land is mine. As you can see, the borders shifted, and I also took that. So then I need to really get rid of this Stonewall Jackson here. So we'll send McClellan down to finish him, and then Grant there too. And then he's a little low on health, so I'm not going to risk attacking and losing the city. So, and I'm saving up my money to buy the breastplate cavalry, so I can put down my Stonewall Jackson. If I'm being honest, he's probably my best general I have. And he's probably not going to kill it, so I might as well use my attack over here where it'll benefit more. And then I'll be able to kill him and take out this artillery. Should I create a push to go to Dallas? I think I will. I just don't have the money to supply it right now because I bought the cavalry. So, oh, as you can see, they're starting to declare war on me. So, oh yeah, Peru was on our side, and then France and Cuba will eventually join. And that's unfortunate that the US is doing that. But hey, whatever you gotta do, right? So the militia spam is one of the best things you can do to actually push, because you can just overwhelm your enemy and just create a huge wall of infantry that they cannot get past. And they're so cheap compared to everything else, to where you can have as many of them as you want. So that's really nice. And then this, and some countries have their own generals you can use, like you just spawn with. And this Benito, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name, is one of those generals. So that's really nice. Alright, now I just gotta defend against that incoming artillery, and I'll be good. I really don't care about my naval port because they can't do anything to me at this. They could break down the city, but I could keep producing more and more troops, so I'm not worried about it. And this one I am a little, no, because they can't produce troops, so there's no point in putting troops in the city. It'll just block up my movement rate of my generals, so. And then I'll send my artillery there. And I'm taking out their naval port because later on, when they're about to fall, they'll really just be annoying after that. So I'm getting rid of it now to make sure later they won't cause problems. So my militia is moving on and attacking. You see my militia spam? They can't do anything about it. And now I gotta defend from the artillery here, which I did. So then I'll be able to take on the ships. And just in case, I'll put some militia there. And France has finally joined our side in the war. So, and so has Cuba, and Spain has also declared war. So, just great, huh? Ooh, and looks like the tribe has already taken a piece of the US, the North's land. I need to stop saying the US because the US is at civil war with itself right now, so. But, anyways. If only Grant had more movement, because he's really struggling to get anywhere right now. And it's really difficult on my push. And you can lower their, I don't know what it's called, but you can lower it. I don't know, but you can lower their spirits, I'm just gonna say, because that's the word that comes to my mind first. So they have less defense, they do less damage, but you have to flank them, so have troops on both sides to be able to do that. And it's really beneficial because when you surround them, some troops can have like a double spirit down, so they get like even less ability to defend. And so as long as you have artillery on the back, you're really not in any danger of anything at that point. And my general push isn't going so well right now, so. And McClellan is getting ready to fall, so I'm gonna take away that production port, and I'm gonna work on Dallas, and maybe I can take Dallas. Do I have any technology I could use? No, I can't. So I'm not gonna break down the city, so I'm gonna have the US do it so they can't take it. Which is better for me, so they can't take the stuff that I have, which provides me an economic advantage. Because the more cities and stuff, and the more land you have, the more money you make per round. So it really does benefit you. But over here, I won't be able to do anything. So I am going to end up breaking down the city to help my allies. And maybe... No, I can't. I was going to produce a couple weak naval ships to shift their attention towards me, but I probably won't be able to do it. And Colombia has sent a peace treaty because I helped break down the city and I'm the player, so I get all the treaties. And if I sign that treaty, my allies won't even be able to attack. So no, that's not gonna happen. Oh, and my Stonewall Jackson is exceptionally stronger because I equipped this to him so he regains 8 HP per round, which could be pretty useful when he's marching. So that's, and it cost a lot of gold and metals. So there was an even better one that did like 3 times the much, but it cost like 10 times more gold. So I decided not to get it because I couldn't afford it. Because I was... Oh, what the hell was that? I don't know if it was my dog or if it was my stomach, but it's alright. And there we go, broke down the Colombian ship, and now I'm taking back my naval port. Where's my naval ship? I use it to just attack. I really couldn't care less what happened to that naval ship, because it's not really doing anything for me. So. I wonder how strong this general is. So he's more of a defensive general. And you can tell because he had HP buffs and defense buffs, and he had less attack buffs than normal offensive generals have. So that's a good thing for y'all to know too, if y'all want to download the game. I might even put the link in the description to download the game if I can. It's a really fun game, but it could be very difficult without generals. I say difficult as in hard, and it's not very hard, it's just time consuming. And if you mess one thing up, it could take a lot more time. Because, like I said, the militia spam and stuff like that make it too easy. To the point to where you can just spam it and overwhelm it. But it does take a while to get from place to place. So that's really the only problem with the militia spam. So now I'm going to use McClellan to attack this. Well, now I'm gonna also have to use Stonewall Jackson, and then there, boom, took the city. also took that city, and I'm gonna heal him just to make sure I don't lose it. And yes, you can heal him, but I wouldn't recommend it because when you first start out, it's not a very good idea. I mean, you can watch ads to get daily benefits and stuff like that, but other than that, you really can't get them for missions, and soon enough you'll run out of missions to do. So I don't recommend using it unless you want something that could provide you a strategical advantage in the future. So, and who else wants? Ooh, the native tribe has been, oh, they haven't been wiped out, but they've been pushed back a lot. So once the Americans take that city, all they have is over here. So I think it would be good to sign a peace treaty with them. No, it won't. It's 900 gold. So, well, they're gonna have to perish. Or wait till they lower the prices when the US takes most of their land. Or the colony they have over here. It's not really a colony, but I'm gonna call it that. Which is really close to busting down. And the US is already working on Canada, which is very nice. And France is making their way to Spain, which is also very nice. And Colombia is about to fall, and then one more in North America. I don't know what to call it because it's South America, but it's the north part of it, so I'm just gonna call it America. Why not? So, and my McClellan might fall. If he doesn't, he will be very close to it. Ooh, and I'm running out of militia here. I still have plenty of gold because of militia spam, but it's never a good thing to run out of troops. Because even if you have enough money to replace them, you might not have enough time before the enemy overwhelms you. Kind of like what I'm doing. But hey, it is what it is, right? I'm thinking to help speed up the process on this tier 5 or 6 city. I think it's a tier 6 city because wait, no, it's a tier 5 because the I is in front of the V. I'm sorry, I don't remember. I learned this in school, but it was so long ago. And now all my troops are moving over here, and McClellan is about to fall shortly. But hey, he served me very well. He was a good general. He was a good general. So he did his job. Spy, make sure all the forts are down. There's no forts in the city I'm about to assault, so ooh, 102 damage from Stonewall Jackson. And then Richmond is wide open. Ooh, but the north is split in half. And they're showing minimal success over here against the native tribe. So that's not a very good sign. Alright, how about this? I have one naval general, so I'm gonna throw down my... Wait. Oh, I do have a naval point in Mexico City. So, that's a lot of gold, but a battleship. The highest tier naval ship I can create. Then I'll put my only naval general on it, and then I'll send it down here to make sure that we don't lose because of this city. So I'm gonna help break it down so when they get there, they won't have as much resistance. So it'll be a strategical advantage to me and my allies, because it'll help speed up the process a lot. And then Grant's gonna move in with Stonewall Jackson. I'm gonna leave McClellan alone. Dang, that sucks. Because I can't move my troops into the city yet, even though it's broken down. Because of the mountain terrain and the jungle terrain right there, right here. And there's also mountain terrain right here. And the terrain does matter, because you could have an infantry that does 4 movement spaces per turn, and they can't do anything because of the terrain, because they have no terrain bonus. That's why some generals are really good for their terrain bonuses. And I totally forgot to put down my artillery general. Now the field artillery is actually an artillery, unlike all the other max tiers you can get in the game that aren't artilleries, but I don't think it'll really help for anything but pushing over here, and it'll take too long to get there, so I'm not worried about it for now. But if the the North leaves it open long enough, then I will take Richmond if I can, and make sure that I will be able to produce everything that I want to in my invasion. And that I have enough resources to continue on in my invasion. And my Stonewall Jackson is doing work and still tanking. But my Grant, the general, is about to fall. And the North reunited itself, so the South is about to fall. Some of the main countries cannot surrender. You see the South, it can't surrender in the battle, because you can go to here, the South, it doesn't give you an option to pay them for them to surrender, so you just have to deal with their fierce fighting. But I hope the US will take Richmond, because I've had bad experiences with Richmond playing as Mexico, because what would always happen would be that I was trying to invade, but like always, something always happened. Right before I got there, someone would place like an armored vehicle with a general, and I completely held up my entire push. Then they built up a huge navy and made it to where I couldn't even get near the city. So if you play European War, that's something to look out for. And if you're gonna download the game for yourself and play it, be my guest, but make sure that it's the right one, because there's 2 different versions: European War 6 Napoleon War, and then there's European War 6 1914, and the one I'm playing is 1914. So make sure you're playing the right one if you want to play these years, because there's completely different wars in both of them. Like, for one, I think there's the French Revolution, and of course, like I said, they gotta put down an armored vehicle. $118 HP, and 70 damage. Ooh. But I need this city. So, I'm gonna surround them by going all the way around for the naval combat too, because that's very important to make sure I stand my ground, because they'll be able to just push me back with one troop, which is a horrible thing. And look, oh, Spain has invaded this, but France has got all this, so their forces are even stronger. Well, that's pretty nice. And well, Great Britain has a surrender or a peace treaty. Now I can see why. Alright, well, we're not gonna sign that, obviously, because we're winning. So, I think I'm gonna call this episode here, and I'm gonna have to make 2 episodes or 2 parts to it. And, hope y'all enjoyed. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, and comment down below. Or if you want me to see if I could do a new year, like, if you want me to do World War I, with the communist takeover of Russia, let me know. Or when we finish this conquest, do you want me to do it without any generals, to show you that it's not as hard as you think? Or do you want me to do the campaign? Because there actually is a campaign, and most of my generals but 1 or 2, McClellan and not my naval general, my 2nd Cavalry general, were from the campaign. So just do the extra challenges to the campaign. You can get free generals and gold and all that for you to upgrade your troops. And yeah, so peace.